fine. You'll be doing plenty of talking when I start struggling. Could you speak real quick?
Hello?
Okay, good. Discord is capturing audio. Nice. Oh, my neck. Hey, Raptor. Hey, Night Fury. Cold. So, what you working on, honey?
I'm modifying the SSH script to store
Store your what, sorry?
to store the login credentials, so I don't have to keep a manual note of them.
Yeah.
Seems a pain. I need to come up with like a standardized format.
What I'm currently doing is I'm trying to make a config file for my scripts. So, like, for, for things like my scripts will use shared, there'll be data that's shared between scripts. It'll store stuff like that.
Yeah. Realizes apparently the actual terminal itself is also written in GreyScript. So you can modify how it works.
What, the terminal?
Yeah. I think it'd be cool if you could do like piping or something like that.
I think you can. They added something recently to allow you to make your own UIs in the terminal. I'm alright, Night Fury. That's Steam. That's Steam.
gonna grab my lunch back in a sec.
Okay, honey.
I'm back.
I was just looking for the change logs. In net session, they've added a function called .flood_connection, and that allows you to basically DDoS servers.
Oh, cool.
I can think of many very evil things I could be doing with that. Hey, Torving. I always want you here, Torving. I sent one to Freya and Wolfie as well. No, nothing. I just said I'd ping you. Okay, okay, Torvy. See you later. Nom nom nom. Munchies. You need to turn your lamp on. Can't see you.
Distracting me.
I
Not
know.
better.
Slightly. The problem is your light, all your lights are on one side of you, and you're kind of got your back more to the light.
Not better.
Slightly. But you should put it on on the other side of you.
Can't be bothered to do that right now.
I know. Because the problem is all the light on one side, it makes and with your back to the light, your face becomes like dark. No, I'm talking to Lukey. I'm talking with my boyfriend.
Oh, I'm an idiot.
Okay, that's how that's done. Right. That's it. It was something was going wrong with the apt client. Ugh.
You having trouble?
Yeah, I'm having issues with the app. It's not finding apt client for some reason. I don't think I need that part. Alright, let's try that again.
I can barely read a terminal output in this resolution.
It is pretty fucking small. I don't know how to make it bigger. Hi, Arrows. Enjoy the lurk.
Oh, you made sure that you've added the repository.
What?
You made sure that the hack shop repository is added to your apt-get repositories.
Yeah, sorry, I'm doing something else at the sec.
Okay.
Invalid, too many arguments. No, it's not too many. I'm so fucking confused. That is correct. Stop fighting me. God, I fucking hate miniscript. What the fuck is wrong with this fucking stupid bullshit? input equals user input. If input is equal to y, then delete the original file, else creation aborted by user. So when I input y, why the fuck are you doing the abortion by user part? For fuck's sake! Han, can you have a look at this, please?
Okay. Yeah.
This is the if statement, right?
Yeah.
This here. So, it creates the file. If the file brings up a 1, which means it already exists, then the file already exists. And it says, file already exists, would you like to override it, yes or no? User input. I input yes. If input equals to y, then file equals computer.file home directory plus the config file. And then, file delete, so delete the original file. Else, so basically if anything else is put in, file creation aborted by user. But here, I put y, which means it should be doing this and then ending the if statement. But it's not. It's aborting it. It's like, it makes no sense. The fuck is wrong with this stupid...
Can you try printing out the input before? Bring up the compile menu again.
The what menu?
The compile menu.
Welcome back.
When it prompts you to specify the name of the binary. The play button. SCD. You're calling it SCD service. Then SCD service. Okay.
I can see what's going on. It's doing this. Look. It printed that. It's, for some reason, taking this as part of the user input.
Right.
For no reason, because it's stupid.
Pass an empty string into the user input call.
See, okay. So, if you use a print statement before the user input, you have to put a new line in.
I think it's also okay if you just place a empty string in user input. Yeah, that's curious.
No, it's not okay. Because if you put in an empty string, it just says file creation aborted by user. But that's stupid. Honestly, that is really fucking dumb. Key not found, file not found in map. What?
Sorry, I don't think I'm going to be very productive this stream.
Don't need to be
Brain.
productive.
Brain farting hard. I can't build my tool.
What's wrong?
I'm just struggling with. I can't even describe what I'm struggling with.
Stream it to me. Let's have a look-see then.
Trying to figure out how the best control flow is for this program because it needs to be able to both new credentials and allow the user to log in using existing ones.
So, right. Just so I understand what this script is doing, it's taking the login credentials for an SSH server and automatically connecting to it.
It's taking a local store of all saved SSH logins. So that's a number of machines with 0 more logins.
Right.
And then it's giving the user the option to either log in using an existing credential set to create a new one. And it has to be able to handle both those cases properly.
So hold on. Where is it? So, just so I understand how they would be stored, would it look kind of like that? Well, I've just posted in the VC chat.
Not really. That would be a bit of a bitch to parse. It's more like this. It's,
I was thinking of changing that for the actual like database version of it I was going to make, because I was planning on making something similar. It was like a connection script, so you can easily connect to your different SSH servers.
yeah. Hard to do this in plain text. New idea. Each row would look like that. So each IP address has one or I suppose more pairs, or like user password pairs.
Right, okay. But why would you need... Right, because the thing is, with NPC computers, they don't persist. Like, they are too dynamic in terms of changing for it to be worth storing long term the SSH credentials for them. So,
Yeah, I was thinking more for managing like my own remote servers.
but in that case, the only thing you need is kind of like what I've got there, where it's user root and the password for it, because that's all it gives you. When you rent a server, it just gives you the root password and the IP.
So I'm overthinking it then.
Yeah. In this case, you're over engineering it.
Yay. I love over engineering everything.
Well, that's why it always helps to have a second pair of eyes look at a problem, because in this case, I've looked at it, I've asked you to explain what it is you're aiming to achieve, and I'm able to say, well, this isn't going to work because you're over engineering.
In any real world app, machine would not be very good.
Pardon?
It's like if in any kind of real world application of this tool, having only one login per machine would not be very ideal.
I mean, yes and no. If you think of it like, I'm like a sysadmin, right?
Yeah.
I'm managing a selection of servers. I don't need to have multiple logins because I'm just managing the servers. Now, maybe if you're a sysadmin in a school or a company where each of those servers have remote logins for individuals, that might be then where you'd have relevance. But then again, would you really? Because all you would need to do is log into the server as root or with administrator permissions if you're on Windows based servers, and then you can access the directories of everyone's data anyway as root. You don't need to have the logins for people.
Yeah.
In any use case in real world activities, this kind of application would be used by a system admin who would have access to the root permissions for every server, or at least a high level permissions.
More talk about is I think that designing this as like a superset of SSH isn't a good idea. I was going to use this to replace my default SSH tool. I don't think I'll do that anymore. I'll just develop it as a separate one. I don't know. SSH admin or something. Yeah, SSH admin. For server administration, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That shrinks the scope as well. Yeah, I just get overwhelmed when I try to build anything like even like kind of semi-complicated in this language because it just
I mean, you've heard me rage a fair bit already today about fucking. Last night, I gave myself a sore throat because I was just getting so fucking angry, but that was because of the stupid inline code suggestion thing. It was pissing me off. It's like I'd get to a new line, I would start trying to indent, but because the key to indent is tab, it would just start generating code on its own. I'm like, that's not what I want.
Yeah, it is annoying. I hate having tab as the autocomplete button.
Yeah, I think that's really dumb. Also, another thing I think is really dumb is the fact that the inline isn't because the inline is done by the AI thing that's built into VS Code, right?
Oh, I actually don't like AI
I don't
intrusive.
I don't like it either. But here's something even worse, right? Fucking Graybell, the extension that I'm using for my coding, it's got all of the it's basically got all of GreyScript's documentation built into it. But what the AI is doing is, because the AI isn't specifically trained on Miniscript or GreyScript because they're so niche, it's using what it's been trained on from JavaScript and Python.
Yeah, you don't want that. You can turn off the AI autocomplete and have it just use the standard IntelliSense, which is helpful if you have the documentation integrated.
Yeah, but like
Especially like bigger languages.
it kept doing that last night, and like home underscore dir gets the home directory of the user that is running this script, right?
Yeah.
Well, if the script is in Python and JavaScript, it's user. It's like user underscore dir,
Yeah.
rather than home underscore dir, and the AI kept putting user underscore dir in my code. So I had to go through and change every single one of them. Thankfully, Control F function exists, which allowed me to replace them all easily. But it drove me up the wall last night, because there's several other cases where it's done the same as well.
Do you not just disable it the moment it started annoying you?
Well, I couldn't figure it out. I had to come ask you how to turn off IntelliSense. And I didn't know how to do it.
I figured if you took all of that energy and directed it to figuring out how to turn off IntelliSense, you would have found it pretty easily.
I will point out I had no energy. This was 1 o'clock in the morning.
I've been in those situations before, like super mad at something, and instead of actually trying to solve the problem, just continue getting mad because it's easier, even though I use the same amount of energy. I don't know if that makes any sense.
See, what I did was, when I got to a point where I was just like, you know what? This is just making me more and more angry. I went to bed.
Yeah, that's the healthy thing to do.
I was just like, you know what? Fuck this shit. I fucking made my notes document, writ down what my issues were, so that I could solve them when I woke up. And then I went to bed.
I'm annoyed though how slow I am working this language. I don't know if I'm just a bad programmer or.
No, this is a bad language. Fucking hate Miniscript. Which therefore, unfortunately, infects GreyScript with my sheer unrivaled hate. Anyway.
Well, be honest, I'm kind of losing motivation to keep going on stream.
Why?
Like, annoying me.
I mean, look on the bright side. At least no one can see you struggling. It's me they see struggling.
Yeah. I'm in a. Yeah, kind of at the point now. I can't even think what I want to type next. Did you see like the code I pushed to GitHub earlier?
I looked at it briefly, I will admit.
Actually, quite happy with that password generator thing. It's really simple and it works really well.
Is it
You could also easily.
Is it possible to change like passwords and stuff?
To change passwords.
Yeah.
Like for your accounts?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never tried.
I don't know, like, probably not about email and bank accounts, but like for like the user and root passwords. Because what you can have,
Treat.
if you have like if you think of like, do you know how the Enigma code worked?
No, I don't know how it works.
Well, the way like Enigma coding and encoding in general for military communications, the way that works is each day it has a new so like every day the coding has a new um it has a new base code, if you know what I mean. And that'll be a code word, right?
Hmm.
And so what you could do is you could set up in game a thing where like every 24 hours it changes all of your root passwords using a code word.
Okay.
And it re-encrypts everything using a code word. So you can't encrypt it using the standard crypto dot encrypt. And so you have to write your own encryption scheme rather than using the crypto dot encrypt and the crypto dot decrypt. But
Yeah.
you could then use that to encrypt and decrypt your passwords on your own. And because you'll be using your own rotating keywords, you then so like you can have it start at like say midnight on a Monday and have it be a fortnightly thing where the keyword changes every day and it reloops again. It's not as secure as having a random word for a new word for every single day, but for GreyScript, it's probably not necessary to go that far.
So how's the code? Do you like choose the code word each day, or does it generate one for you and give it to you?
Um, I mean, you would probably want to like set it up so that it's got a keyword for each day for the 14
Okay.
days. You just need to figure out 14 keywords yourself. And then all you'd have to do is have a piece of paper with the 14 keywords. Because then you can run decrypt for your like you can run decrypt to decrypt your passwords, but then you'd have to then input what your code is. What your keyword is for that day so that it knows what to decrypt it as.
Okay.
And if you run an encryption, you can set up a custom keyword for that specific encryption, which is valuable if you want to use if you want to ransomware someone. Like if you find a player in game, you can encrypt all their stuff using your own encryption scheme and your own encryption key, and they won't be able to do anything about it. So you basically just have to write your own encryption. Which would be very annoying. I don't. Part of me doesn't like the fact that you can just um, build the code from the source code in the manual.
You don't like that?
No, because like take the mmap function for example, right? I can build that from this code, but I can also, or I can do what it does in the tutorial and buy that code with money or a token, right? But then, like, what's the point if you're Like, what was the point in going through the effort of buying them when you
Yeah, I
can
don't
just
know.
build them from here?
They probably initially wanted you to go and find it and then decided maybe it should be a standard tool.
SSH is actually kind of basic.
Oh yeah, it's really good. The standard one's really basic, yeah. Mostly just parsing and validation.
Type of shell equals string x shell, then shell dot start terminal.
I think this would be a lot easier if I made a CSV parser. CSV parser would be really easy to write and it would make these config files so much easier. Or these store files, I mean.
Hmm.
In fact, is config even the right directory to use for this sort of? I was just using it because it already existed. It's something I could depend on being there. Because like, the browser by default stores IP addresses here for bookmarks. I don't know.
I'm tempted for the SDC setup script. I'm tempted to add a part of it that basically just makes it act like an R shell. So if someone runs my script, I can just go in and mess with them whenever I want.
Right.
But then use it sparingly and just say, oh yeah, you bought it via the website, therefore, you're fair game. Like you must have downloaded a stolen version of it. Tut tut tut. Everyone knows you can get my code off the fucking stupid GitHub thing. And then they go looking for my code and they still never find it. That's map browser. Or at least like steal people's hack shop IPs. Is there a way to purposely set a infinite loop?
Yeah, just pass in true as a value. Or as the termination condition. Because true is never false. And if it is, then we got problems.
Right. Just like thinking like the way something like Sniffer would work is it's constantly looping through the same if statement, trying to see if something's going on.
Yeah.
So that's just an infinite loop.
Yeah. Event loops 30, only time when an infinite loop, that's acceptable.
I could basically just set up my thing so email myself everyone's fucking hack shop IPs when I input it. That way it gets added to my own repository of hack shop IPs.
Hang on, I need to toilet like a sec.
Okie dokie. No, I'm gonna go to the loo as well.
I'm at
Onions.
onions.
Onions. Remember, violence isn't the answer, but it sure is fun. Oh, blanky warm. Halo's Dragon Sun. Cool, I guess. Arf.
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 Oh,
Yanni,
yeah.
do you play lo-fi in the background while you work?
Sometimes.
Hmm. I play sleep tracks made of the Minecraft soundtrack. And sometimes an audiobook over the top. Pardon me.
Look at that, it works first try. Hopefully that'll make it a bit easier. Right, I can just import this file into all my scripts now, and I can just read and write to CSVs. That's handy.
Do you want to try and standardize our config files?
Well, it's gonna depend on. Do you want like a fucking JavaScript or Not JavaScript. JSON parser or YAML parser. It's going to be a bit more complicated.
Is that even possible?
Well, yeah, it's possible. It's a pain in the ass, though.
Because give me a sec. I've had an error.
What do your config files look like again? Or is it like what you sent me?
No, give me a sec. I genuinely haven't actually gotten to a point of actually using one yet, but I know when I'm going to use it, which is why I preemptively made it. Config scd-com. Why did the markdown not work?
Okay, I mean, that's just key value assignments. That's fairly straightforward. What about, what if you want to, like, does this need to handle, like, maps and lists as well?
This one, I don't know. Those are just the two types of These are just the two types of things that I know I'm going to use.
Because, like, that's easy enough to do.
Because all I really need to know is, do we create mission logs? True. Therefore, needs, logs dash logs are there.
Do you want me to try writing this for you?
Can do if you want.
What are these tildes for? Are they comments?
No, they're just my custom use of Markdown because I didn't want to use the hashtags.
Okay, so does this actual config file need to handle like comments and stuff?
Shouldn't do.
Okay.
That top bit there where you got the double title, that's literally my version of my own take on Markdown. So those are basically the double hashtag and single hashtag for headings. You know?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not hacking stocks, Wolfie. I should find to do that. I'll just find a cryptocurrency, have you all buy it, or buy a cheap cryptocurrency, buy about 1 billion of them, tell you all to buy it, and then once the price is up, I sell it and pull you. That's what I should do. Mayo? Mayonnaise, Wolfie? I like mayonnaise. I need to find a way of keeping a database of library versions.
CSV.
There's a project I've been working on for a while. I've actually got a script that was it doesn't work anymore because it was written before like a big change in something to do with the syntax. But the pause the audiobook for a bit because it's distracting me. It was basically designed to just probe every single IP it could get its hands on and take note of every single library version that it can find and then like make a database of them. Oh, right. Anyway. Oh. Look, I saw mayo and I thought mayonnaise will fit, okay? I don't speak Spanish. Do you speak Spanish, Lukey?
No. Or speak Spanish. Do you want this config file to support spacing in the naming?
Sorry, you're gonna have to speak up or change microphone because you keep cutting out.
Okay, what?
Like midway through, or figure out the noise cancellation. Are you definitely on the correct? Oh, definitely. Are you definitely on the correct microphone? Because I can hear your keyboard.
Yeah, it should be. Right, I set the sensitivity to manual. Is there any white noise?
No.
You see when the example config there's spacing, there's like space characters in the actual name of each variable.
Yes.
Is that something you wanted to support?
Yes, unless you think it makes it overly complex, in which case we can just remove the spaces.
Okay. It'll make it a little bit harder to actually use in code because you're going to have to use the string indexing on the map it returns instead of just the normal dot notation. Like most implementation, like usually config variables will have underscores instead of spaces.
Well, then we can change that then. It wasn't too difficult for me to change the script. Does the title at the top need the underscores as well, or can that stay with the spaces?
Yeah.
Or do you want me to just remove that as a whole?
Yeah, I'd say remove that unless you want me to add support for comments.
We'll just remove that. I love the effect that happens when you just add one random quotation mark in the VS Code.
Oh yeah, it turns everything into a string.
Right, I'm gonna have my own go at making a SSH library like what you were doing.
Okay. Watch you actually get it working.
Well, considering I've been planning this library, I've been planning this for 2 nights now. I kind of already know what I want from it. So, you know, don't beat yourself up too much. Also, I imagine I've probably got a lot more experience with Metascript than you at this point.
There you go.
Hmm?
I did it. I made your little parser thingy.
Is that top bit just the parser?
This is it. I needed to make a string trim function, which is generous. I'll send it in the chat for you.
I mean, you might as well push it to the
Yeah, I'll do that sec. Oh, I gotta call this user part. I was going to define this as part of my utility prefix.
Yeah. I still need to figure out how to do that, how to call different tools and different scripts within a script.
You just use import code.
Oh, okay. SSH at user at
There you go.
Oh, you pushed it?
Yeah. It's part of the prefix file. So you've also got the CSV functions in there, so we want to use them.
Yeah. We might have to start making readmes for these fucking scripts.
Yeah.
So we describe what they're actually doing. You right, honey?
Yeah. I don't know how you focus on this game for so long.
I have music, audiobook, stream, and you.
That confuses me even more. I've already used up all of my focus for today.
You need to get more RAM, and maybe a few more cores.
Yeah.
Have you made sure to turn on multi-threading?
I don't have much threading. I only got one thread. Like I can't. Haven't long been playing this game for now.
2.5.
Nearly 4 hours.
Yeah, you were playing before me though.
Yeah,
Even
4 hours is about as long as I can program before I'm just completely useless. I can't even speak properly anymore.
so I woke
Oh man.
up, went to have a shower, got dressed, and then I'm playing game.
Yeah, I'm completely useless at this point. Let me take a break. What did I even do today? Not really much. Wow, so I like configured Git in my system because I haven't used it here yet. I tried to do my SSH tool. I wrote a bit of the prefix.
You right, honey? Oh.
Discord crashed.
No. Anyway, welcome back, baby. We could play some other game if you want.
Such as?
Halo?
I don't have Halo installed.
I don't know, what other games do we have?
I thought your plan today was to play GreyHack for the stream.
Just stream 2.5 hours. In other words, it doesn't means that we don't actually need to keep streaming. I don't know what games you've currently got installed.
None of the games that you play.
Is GreyHack seriously the only game that we've both got installed right now?
Well, I have others. I have games like Astroneer and stuff.
I don't have Astroneer installed.
I was planning to head off today and like do some stuff on my laptop. When I tried going into campus over the summer, I was going to install Casio and do some Unix programming.
Why not, since you're not doing anything today though, why not, do the application for the GTRP server?
Oh yeah, that. Okay.
I've sent you my save for the application. Um, The only thing you might want to alter is scenario 1. You basically just don't want to mention escaping at all when they talk about the valuing life. But yeah.
Okay, I'll take a look at it. I'm gonna head off now.
Okay.
Right. Enjoy the rest of the stream. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
I don't know what to do.